Hello guys, these are the materials I use for shading a face, and check the description below for the names and numbers of the materials. Now let's go. Now starting with the eyes, you start with your charcoal pencil. You press down on the parts that are dark using your charcoal pencil. I'm using a 2B charcoal pencil right there. So after doing that, you take your blending stump. When you're shading an eye, you must always use a blending stump. And no, inside the eye is not always dark. The parts that are dark inside the eyeball, you use your charcoal pencil to press down on it, and the parts that is light, you lighten the shading, but you must always use your charcoal pencil because from the reference photo, close to everywhere in the eye is dark. You get. So you take a charcoal pencil, draw around the eyes and inside the eyeball, and the part that is white, remember there's always a shadow. If you look inside the eye of somebody, you always see either you see a window or something that they're always looking at. That part, use your kneaded eraser to lighten the part, or when you're using your charcoal pencil inside the eye, you make sure you don't touch the white areas. But if you touch it, it's fine. You can just use your kneaded eraser to bring out the white part. There's nothing much in shading an eye, just the charcoal pencil and the blending stump. And you repeat the same for the other eyes. As you can see, I use pencils to bring out the dark outer areas of the eye. But don't worry, for that, as we go onto the video like shading the nose and the cheeks, you'll see how I did that around the eyes. Now shading the nose, you take your 2B pencil, you shade out the dark areas first. Like there are two ways of doing this. You can shade everywhere first with your 2B pencil lightly and use your tissue. This is where you use your tissue and your earbud or cotton board to to blend. Yes, this is where you use your tissue or you use your cotton board. Now you use your 2B pencil and shade out the part that is dark first. Look at your reference photo. Anywhere that is dark in the nose, you shade it out. Then you use your earbud or cotton board to blend those areas. Then after that, use your 2B pencil again, shade both the dark areas and also the outside of the nose, like shading everywhere. Then you use your tissue to blend everything together. Now shading with cotton board or earbud is for thin areas, like the parts that you want it to show that yes, this place is dark. Use your earbud. Then for everywhere to blend together, use your tissue. From 2B pencil, use your 4B pencil. Then from 4B, you repeat the same thing with 6B. I use only these 3 pencils to shade: 2B, 4B, and 6B. Use your 2B pencil twice in the beginning. Twice for shading the dark area and also the light area. Then use your 4B pencil and repeat the same thing I did with the 2B pencil, and also use your 6B to do the same thing. Then use your charcoal pencil to bring out the darkest part of the nose from the reference photo. If you're drawing with a reference, you must always see a dark areas around the nose, like the outer part of the nose, like where I did with my pencil. Use your charcoal pencil and bring out the part of the nose. Now for the mouth, it's basically the same thing with the nose. But since in my reference photo, the mouth is very dark, close to the eyeball color, you start off with 2B pencil, but you press on the 2B pencil harder than the normal. So use your 2B pencil first as normal. From 2B, use your 4B, then use your 6B. It's like close to the same thing. But since the mouth is darker, you're going to use charcoal pencil and blending stump Blending stump is for shading, yes, but it's also for making shading darker than usual. Shading with tissue is just going to blend it normal, but if you use a blending stump, you can get a darker shading, more darker than tissue or cotton board. That's why blending stump is useful and is also a must get. So the mouth, you're basically repeating the same thing from the nose to the mouth. So it's basically the same thing, 2B, 4B and 6B. Now remember, if what you are shading is darker than the usual, you repeat the process twice, 2B twice or even 3 times. Use your 2B 3 times, use your 4B 3 times and use your 6B 2 times. Then use charcoal pencil if you want it to be even darker. Like the lips, you can see I use charcoal pencil at the end, but note to self, it wouldn't come out as dark as that if you don't use pencil at the beginning, and you will just ruin your shading. So it's basically the same thing in the cheeks too. The 2B to bring out the dark areas, then use your tissue to blend. From 2B, you use your 4B to also bring out the dark areas and you blend. Use your 4B again to also shade the light areas and the dark area together. You are doing this so that the light part comes out and also the dark part, but everything will be blended together. Now, it's just the same process, so let's watch. If you are drawing, always take note of dark parts like under the lips and also lighter areas like the side of the lips, the eyelids and also under the neck. But we are getting there, so let's go on. If you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment anything that you don't understand, and I'm going to make sure I do a tutorial on that thing that you don't understand. I'm here for everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and also press your notification button so anytime I do a tutorial you can always get the hang of it. Thank you. Also the same process in the neck. As you can see, there's always a shadow under the neck when you're facing down or facing up. That shadow under there, you use pure charcoal pencil, you just shade it out. But also take notice of the dark shadow fading to light. Those parts, you use your charcoal pencil, but then you press lightly and you blend everything with, not tissue, you blend everything with your cotton board or earboard. don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment anything that you don't understand, and I'll try my best to help you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.